These are good new policies, not just personal attacks. Joining me now with his reaction, combat decorated veteran, Green Beret guy, Florida Congressman Michael Waltz. Congressman, your thoughts about that rally as these two are being seen together over and over again?
Yeah, it's policy, Brian. Whether it is on energy, on fracking, on crime, on Social Security, and how the southern border and 20 million immigrants are going to make it insolvent, on getting every demographic back roaring again in terms of the economy, and most of all, inflation. And, I am thrilled to see the president comparing what worked with not only what didn't work under Biden, but highlighting Kamala's, left wing. Her policies are just nuts. She is worse than Biden. So, look, at the end of the day, I think this was a strong rally, and you can see the authenticity factor that both Vance and President Trump are going to be highlighting, because Kamala is just trying to be everything to everybody.
The advantage that the former president has with the current administration is foreign policy. The world's on fire, closer to World War III than ever before, multiple regions. You have terrible job numbers. Nobody wants that, but it's the fact right now. And we have the highest unemployment in 4 years. Now we're at 4.2% and going up. There's a lot. This is a target-rich environment, if I can speak your language.
Yeah, it's actually an embarrassment of riches in terms of, really, I think the decision for the campaign is what bad policy with Kamala to focus on. They are all so bad. Everything from saying, don't you dare say Merry Christmas, to I'm going to ban fracking, to defund the police, defund ICE. Raising her hand in terms of health care for illegal immigrants, to wanting to say, yeah, we should take out private health insurance and go to government-funded health care. It's going to be focusing on which are the worst of the worst and then hammering those home. But foreign policy is going to make the case for us all, sadly, with the world on fire and getting worse. Iran is about to hit Israel and hit Israel hard. And this administration, with its rhetoric, is practically inviting it, Brian, between Kamala really, I think, kind of slapping Bibi in the face right here on American soil, then the president having a private call with Bibi that was then leaked to the media so that he could look tough to the progressive base. The more Iran sees daylight between the United States and Israel, the more they smell opportunity and the more aggressive that they are going to be. And then coup de grace today, Biden gets asked, is Iran going to stand down, Mr. President? What does he say as commander-in-chief? I don't know. I hope so. The Ayatollahs are really shaking in their sandals on that one.
Right. He had to get some ice cream, so he had a brilliant comment. Meanwhile, the Secret Service holds its first news conference since the assassination attempt on President Trump. You are on the assassination task force. I want you to hear a little of what they said and tell me what you got out of it.
I am committed to pursuing accountability for the Secret Service's failure in Butler, Pennsylvania. But let me be clear. If policy violations by Secret Service personnel are identified by the agency's Mission Assurance Review, those individuals will be held accountable. And they will be held accountable to our fair and thorough disciplinary process.
Congressman, I don't want to lead the witness, but we already know who is in charge of setting up this event, who made the perimeter so short. We also know about the communication. There's some heads that should be rolling. I don't want to see anyone fired, but I want to see things get better.
Well, people should at least be suspended, Brian, pending the results of the investigation, and they certainly shouldn't be in charge of security details right now as we speak, site leads, advances. It's all still going on, despite these obvious gross errors. And then I hope that accountability goes all the way to the top, to Mayorkas. This administration has a real problem saying we accept responsibility, then you never see anybody actually fired. Heck, the people with responsible for the withdrawal from Afghanistan are getting promoted. One of them's just got nominated to be an ambassador. So this accountability is something we have not seen But this task force is going to get after it, and we're going to put a spotlight where this administration doesn't want it. The American people deserve answers.
Talk about answers. I don't get this. Although I welcome the Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin deciding to revoke the deal offered to the terrorists that perpetrated the attack on 9/11 and killed almost 3,000 Americans and are still killing them today. But the explanation is bizarre. He said, for now on, I'll make that decision. Someone lower up made the decision to cut the plea deal, and now he's going to do it. The president's nowhere to be found. Tell me what's the protocol here?
Yeah, I don't buy that a decision of this magnitude that's been going on for over 20 years was delegated to some low-level official, and Secretary Austin had no idea. In fact, there is ample reporting from the New York Times and others that the prosecutors have been putting the death penalty on the table as part of a plea deal, as part of multi-year negotiations. So either Secretary Austin and the White House had no idea this was going on and was ignorant, or they knew that this whole time and now are trying to pretend that they were ignorant. Which is it? You can't have it both ways. And this is, I mean, I'm glad he reversed course, but I'm finding it incredibly hard to believe that nobody knew.
No one's in charge. I don't know what's happening, but it's scary. Michael Waltz, always great to talk to you. Thanks for having your hand in so many things and being an expert in so many. We can call on you, and we could touch on everything.
God help us all till November, Brian. We just got to win in November because we are rudderless and the world is on fire.
I wish I had a pushback, but I can't. Thanks so much, Congressman. Meanwhile, President Trump doubling down on at his Atlanta rally.